Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gaming to the Max and part 7 of our Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich, the German Empire. So in the last episode, we did retake it was Belgium, but now we've retaken Flanders, Wallonia, and we've got them back as a puppet. So they're going down their focus tree. They've done some, they're doing the auxiliary forces, not the independent forces, which is fine. And then we've been fighting over here in China, assisting the Qing Government and the League of the Southeastern Provinces, or Southeast Provinces. We also we're fighting in Argentina. We've just finished that war over here. We knocked out the Patagonian Workers' Front and Chile. And then we were in Italy, but we ended up being forced out of Italy by the Socialist Republic. Pretty hard to fight, not gonna lie. They really do. Socialist Italy is incredibly strong comparative to the two Sicilies and what was the Italian Republic. So we'll have to maybe liberate them at a later date. Right now we're working on our military mission to Constantinople. And then we will probably do our Balkan and Caucasus states and then continue working on the economy, on our conservative revolution, and on our military. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of focuses to get through. So we'll just have to keep going. And even though I have done the South American cordon sanitaire, I did not get any decisions by the looks of it, so for some reason German East Asia has moved all of their battleships over. So there's the military mission. Take 25. That'd be pretty nice. The Sultan of Egypt does not exist, so that'd be something we have to look for. And let's invite the Balkan and Caucasus states. Bulgaria has the ability to join already over here with the hegemon of the Balkans. It's a 14-day focus. They haven't done it yet. They're doing the royal dictatorship tree and parts of the great Etastic project, so they'll get done with that. Maybe they'll go do it later on. They haven't done anything in their military focus tree right here, so excuse me. Let's get started. Oh, it says low manpower. It's really not that low. It's 300,000. We do have enough to come in here to our infantry divisions. We're going to add the artillery piece, which that leaves us with enough artillery, and we might add support anti-air if we have enough. No, we need more. Sorry. What about this too? We really need a lot more anti-tank, so we'll leave that off. We'll put the anti-air in. We've got a lot of guns. I'm gonna really quick get rid of some of these foreign guns into ours, and then yeah, we need a lot and a lot and a lot. Looking good on cars finally, and we will be switching away from these light tanks. We'll actually probably get rid of these light tanks fully now, move on to producing better medium tanks. We're doing the basic medium tank chassis. Get it in a better medium tank. So, alright, with that, we'll come back over here. Von Cluj. We're fighting against the Shangxi clique and the Qing Government over here. They're reforming the garrisons, native recruitment. I'm gonna get rid of the colonial instability, which is good for us. And then those units that just returned. Excuse me. Let's see, Honduras. You guys did this one. I want to send you all units. Send volunteers. You can only send 3, so let's see, move you guys under Manstein. Move you over. Help them. I can also send those other 3 over here to El Salvador to fight. That should be alright. It looks like the Pacific states are most definitely winning this. Don't think the Federalists will win. We can try to align Azerbaijan. Let's do better engines on our tanks. Forgot to put a industry specialist there, so we gotta do that. Socialist Italy joined the Third International. Excuse me, not looking too bad right now. There's that done. Growing Catholic resistance. Let's do that Russian-German investment, and we'll do the Catholic one, and then we will take one of our spies. Go over to them. I need to have, what was it, like a little bit more army intel. Remsma affair, a lengthy investigation by the police of the Kingdom of Prussia and the Reich Treasury has confirmed that Remsma, one of the largest cigarette manufacturers in the German Empire, had been using consistent political pressure in order to bypass numerous laws against hostile acquisition of opposing cigarette brands and avoid tobacco taxes in numerous member states of the empire. The sons of the company's founder, Bernhard Hermann and Philip Remsma, transformed it into an impressively profitable enterprise. Since his death, it appears that it was done through illicit deeds. What is highly concerning to the Treasury is that it is not the first time that Remsma has fallen under suspicion by federal authorities. An investigation into their tax evasion was first initiated in 1926, but it was discontinued, and a similar investigation in 1932 ended the same way. Government officials suspect that this was too as the result of their political pressure, perhaps connections and friends in high places of the government. Continue the investigation. We must know the truth. Lose 2% stability. See, that's Falk, Wolf, our fighters. Let's do air defense and agility. So we need to research better ones. An appeal against escalation. As tensions grow between Germany and France, it is not the nationalistic fever of 1914 that the nations are feeling, but rather a growing dread and pessimism. Memories of the trenches loom in the minds of the older citizens. To save Europe from the brink of war, the Bundesvaterland, the leading anti-war organization in Germany, has petitioned the government to initiate peace talks with France and Britain to at least try to avoid any conflict. The signatories of the address include prominent pacifists such as Kurt Grossman and Albert von Einstein. but also a large number of influential figures from social democratic and Christian democratic circles. Even if we do not truly believe in de-escalating the situation, it might still be useful to at least try to delay the conflict. Our military buildup has been delayed by the recent economic woes. Any amount of additional time to prepare is favorable. If we keep the peace in the West for some time, perhaps it will also dissuade Russian aggression posturing for us. Yeah, we can arrange it. We might not agree with it, but we can arrange it.
Ausrücken! 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 Angetreten! Ausrücken!
Tang government declared war on the Qing government. The fifth Zili Fang Tang War. The battle begins. 5 to world tension. Cuba wants to join our faction, fearing the collapse of the old world order may put them on the wrong side of history. The nation of Cuba has today approached us with an offer of military assistance. In case of global conflict breakout, while their contribution to the war effort may likely be negligible, their influence in the Caribbean would provide some advantage should the theaters of war ever reach the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, you can join. You guys got construction speed, political power. I know you have, yeah. You have your own focus tree, so we should see that they might be pretty good. So you can do without me, my rifle's useless, or you can do without my rifle, I am useless. Chromium, well, wow, you get 140 chromium from them if they do that focus. That's crazy. Yeah, so we pretty much have split them up. The Copenhagen Conference. It's already a small victory that Germany, Britain, and France have accepted to meet in peaceful terms. The delegation have met in Copenhagen, hosted by Christian X, and have decided to talk through the most pressing issues between the countries and seek solutions for them. Russia has sent an observer, but they denounced the negotiations themselves as a mere ploy by Germany to play for time. Austria, however, has enthusiastically supported the endeavor and is represented by the charismatic Count Richard von Coudenhove-Clergy, who has been for some time one of the leading figures among pan-European peace movements. The German delegation is led by the star of the diplomatic service, Adolf Gorge von Maltzen. The French and British delegations are led by Leon Blum and Harold Nicholson, respectively. Despite radical differences between the respective governments of the participants, it does seem like the talks started out in good faith. The most pressing issue for Germany is the International's covert support to military socialists in Germany and their allies. This was encountered by Britain, arguing that Germany, if not cooperated with, then at least accepted towards the Entente power, which are openly hostile to the International. A deal was proposed where the International withdrew from supporting openly violent groups in Europe, and Germany restricts their cooperation and trade with the Entente. In addition, both sides would agree to honor the neutrality of the third countries and defer from any aggression towards them. Further transfers of military forces to the Franco-German border would be stopped, and a plan for a possible de-escalation of the entire region, or border region, was set to be discussed in the future. Additionally, both Britain and Germany agreed to reduce the amount of their submarines and long-range strategic bombers, as long as the other party would do the same. We can accept. It gives us political power. We would lose war support if we did not. I don't really care about the Entente, to be honest. I was really hoping in the last playthrough that they would come and help and everything, but not only did they not, I don't really trade with them regardless. I might trade with the Union of South Africa, but I'm pretty sure I can get my trade mostly from Asia if necessary. So I'm not actually like really sad about that. So yeah, we'll agree. Agreement reached in Copenhagen. After days of intense debating and multiple threats by the French delegate to walk away from negotiation, a compromise was eventually reached. The controversial agreement was received with relief across Europe, even though very few believed it would bring lasting peace. Still a small step towards avoiding the looming wars, better than no step at all. Unsurprisingly, talks in Germany and France have denounced the treaty. The loudest voices in the DVLP have branded the German delegation as socialist sympathizers and traitors, and more radical forces in syndicalist politics have been equally uncompromising. Nonetheless, both sides have committed to at least attempt to follow the de-escalationary measures laid out in the treaty. Surprisingly responsible for them, plus 25 political power, and world tensions decreased by 14. That's huge. So there's the success of the Copenhagen conference. I totally agree. I give zero craps about that, but what I care about is us being able to build up our forces. We're still kind of weak. We need time to build more equipment, build more artillery, build a lot more tanks. The good thing is the more that we gain support, the more that we gain allies, the weaker the international becomes. So that was why I agreed to that. Most of the times I'd tell them to go kick rocks somewhere. Let's see. Trying to fight through these regions. Knock out their capital, and then we can move against the Qing Government. We can align Azerbaijan. More than... Oh, well, I can't pact with Greece because the world tension's not high enough. So, Egypt has yet to make a move, which I'm not mad about. Sorry about the cough, y'all. I'm still not 100%, so... We'll continue on to that Russian-German investment consortium. All that does is... There goes Armenia. All that does is give them base war support negative 5%, and then gains growing German investments makes them have 10% consumer good factories, negative 10% production efficiency, and negative 20% factory construction speed for 365 days. They actually don't hate us, though, so, I mean, it does weaken them, though, so when they do hate us, and they might go to war with us, we can at least be like, bah. Let's see, what else is going on? Our troops over in Honduras, yes.
Achtung!
Trying to get the Central American Republic made up. Not yet. Not yet. Can't do this one. It must definitely hurt the French. Will do that. I know we need to go over to our factories and do those as well. Save up that political power. That was the biggest thing for us last time, is we had no political power to speak of. Workers clash with far-right activists. A protest organized by trade unions and socialist youth against our government today, and unceremoniously, as instead a brawl broke out between them and counter-protest organized by the far-right parties. Specifically, two small yet visible movements gathered their combatants and agitators to confront their left-wing opponents, the extremist and racial supremacy German Volkisch Party and the extra-parliamentary Semnikoffist and National Socialist German Socialist Party. Led by Arthur Denner and Julius Streicher, respectively, they hold little influence on the electoral stage, but they are disproportionately represented among veterans and far-right students who took to the street to clash with trade unionists. No deaths were reported, but a few people were wounded before the police arrived to the scene and dispersed both sides. I think we've got that before. Gained negative 2% stability, change in popularity of radical socialism and national populism 1%, respectively. We're waiting. Maybe we can get our conscription law up to limited conscription.
Angetreten. Halt! Ausrücken!
Man, my motorized made quick work. trying to aim for that supply hub right here. Nicaragua capitulated. Good job, gentlemen. I need to move the coalition. Excuse me. I can't remember if it's towards 0. Okay, yeah, 0 equals the total balance of the DKP, whereas 100 balance equals total dominance of the DVLP. So we're pretty far to the DVLP, so we're going to have to move it here in a little bit. Don't worry about any of that. Fighting in these mountain tiles is horrible. The Fang Tang don't look like they're doing much. Let's have anti-air and light attack for our battleships better. I think we will finally capitulate the Sangji clique. And the Qing government does enjoy the Peking Commission in German's premise. The German business is over here. And yeah, they've got a lot of the German military missions. They've done a large part of their focus tree. I like it. I like it a lot. If we can have allies over here, we will be doing good. I don't think I moved any planes over, actually. I don't think I even offered them, so. We'll break here, take Yan'an, get that supply hub. Start clearing these units off the mountain. Get a big pocket down here. Knock out these guys. I think maybe knocking out the Qing Government down here. And then moving up to the Fang Tang. There's Operation Yulin. And you guys get better factory output. Invite countries. Let's do the well, no, let's go focus. So we need to bring the DKP over somehow. Let's do that Victors of the Weltkrieg. I don't think that anything over here moves in favor. International military integration. Our Cuban allies made a small but welcome proposal. They have proposed that as a junior partner in our military alliance in times of war, their military administration be placed at least nominally subordinate to our own. While in fact this means little, it allows our armies to share crucial information more effectively and fight slightly more efficient together. Gained plus 20 Army, Navy, and air experience, and we gained military cooperation opinion of Cuba plus 15. Yeah, I don't think that any of these will help with getting the DKP stronger. It's the fall of Boston by Syndicalist forces. That one extra unit. Missing production, light tanks. Now we're getting rid of our light tanks. You will go under this gentleman here. I'm trying to think of who else is at war. Let's see, Corinth, current wars. The Civil War. Oh yes, the Brady Commune. Send volunteers. We can send 5.
Achtung!
Take
Achtung!
both of your cavalry regiments under Manstein. Send them over. And I will send air volunteers as well. Missing production. Yeah, the tanks. I might be able to change this over to help the DKP, I think. Yeah, this will help strengthen the standing of the DKP if we do that gentleman there. I don't know what the balance has to be to open this back up or in balance. So it probably needs to be brung down quite a bit. It's 85 out of 100. So. South Africa declared war on the Republic of South Africa. Let's do that production efficiency gaining cap for our artillery, for all of them. And Southern Rhodesia. So you have the Republic of South Africa, with who are paternal autocrats. You've got Natal and Southern Rhodesia. Excuse me, man. The start of the Third Boer War. Yeah, these are the Entente guys. I think you are also Entente, yeah. And then, now that you guys are out of the Entente, they wish to join the Reichsbank. I don't know. I don't know what they'll choose. We'll see.
Bereit! Achtung!
What is that? Is that a hill tile?
Achtung!
Goring implicated in the Remsta scandal. Careful analysis of declared and undeclared income, as well as an investigation into the activities of the Remsta brothers during the 31 and 32 time frame, has confirmed that they have started off corruption investigation due to connection with the DVLP members of the Reichstag. Hermann Goring. Goring, a Weltkrieg flying ace, was forced into retirement in 1928 after a series of conflict with Air Force leadership. His affairs coming to light and him openly flaunting his support for the far right, the DVLP coming to the defense of the slander war hero, and Goring subsequently ran as their candidate in the 1931 elections, winning only the Bavarian constituency for the party in Nuremberg. In the Reichstag, Goring excuse me, generally stayed in the background, largely irrelevant to the party's activity, but used his new status for personal enrichment. Large donations from Remsta allowed him to fund an extravagant lifestyle, acquiring a hunting lodge and purchasing numerous artworks. In retrospect, it should not be hard to guess that Goldfassen life was financed through bribery. The nationwide outrage is enormous, and even Goring's old allies are forced to distance themselves from him. The former ace defended himself to the best of his ability and declared this to be a judo-Marxist slander, but ultimately chose to resign. The courts will now decide his fate, and they will not be kind. Change in national popularity, -4%. The strength is the standing of the DKP, and Hermann Goring will resign from the Reichstag, and by election in Nuremberg will replace him with a Zentrum right MP. It's staying to the honor of the party of Tripitz and the Luftstreitkräfte, the Air Force. What's it at now? 70? I'd say it's still too much. Yeah. Yeah, figured that that was still too much. And I don't think anything over here does that. So, yeah. So we might just have to get that guide just to force it down a little bit more. And maybe try to balance it pretty well. The Legation Council's votes on restoring the Russian voting rights. For years, the Russian voice in the Legation Council has been split between the Admiral Kolchak Transmir and the Russian Empire. Now that the former has been eliminated, yeah, Transmir is now under the co-prosperity sphere. It would seem only proper for the Russian voting rights to be restored. However, Russia is undoubtedly a geopolitical threat to the nation of Eurasia, and some question it would be wise to easily grant them more influence. Yeah, I'm not like crazy happy about doing that. They might say no, so we'll just approve it and see who else says no. Right now, the communist France does have that Catholic resistance. I don't know if they have a way to get rid of that or not. In the Kingdom of Spain, how are you guys doing under Juan the Third? Discovery of nuclear fission. The Kaiser Wilhelm Institute for Chemistry has reported that their scientists, led by Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann, have confirmed the existence of a phenomenon which has been suspected by physicists and chemists community for years, but was presumed to be only a hypothesis. Nuclear fission. After bombarding uranium atoms with neutrons, they discovered that uranium nuclei were successfully split and produced barium atoms. Though it took a while for the team to confirm what they saw was not merely contamination, Hahn and Strassmann ultimately coined the term Europlotzung, uranium fission, to describe the phenomenon. They may have paved the way to new technology should the presumed enormous energy released by nuclear fission could be contained and used. Eureka, gain +2 stability. Nice. Let's see, missing, yeah, the light tanks. Oh, yeah. Troops down here in the Princely Federation.
Achtung! Ausrücken!
Siam declared war on the Republic of Burma. The 37th Siamese-Burmese War. The new nationalist populist regime in Siam has issued a declaration order to the Burmese government in Yangon today, citing Burmese agitation in Malmo as an act of war. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's get them rifles. Researching. The vote passes. The Sultan of Egypt declared war on the Ottomans, and the Sultan of Najd joined. So now we have war in the desert. Arab nationalism and Turkish imperialism have finally found themselves at odds as talks over the Sinai Palestine issue have collapsed after Egypt marches harmony into the Sinai desert. Syria declared war on the Ottomans. Right there in Damascus. It's the Great Syrian Revolt. Looks like a bad time for our old allies in the south. Got that researched. Excuse me. Start doing this. Do our, well, there's one more part of this military focus tree I wanted to get done. That right there. And where is it at? It's the one that gets rid of the rest of the victors of the Weltkrieg. I thought it was over here. Maybe it's down here, right here. Adapt Weltkrieg. So streamline. So we'll do this one, streamline that one, and then we'll go do the economy. A minor strike. Change of popularity to social democracy and radical socialism. This has happened quite a bit, so we'll just skip over that kind of. I hate to lose that military factory. We can't get rid of him, technically. Yemen declared war on the Ottomans. Even though I really like him with the recruitable population factor. And the infrastructure, but that military factory construction speed is just too great. Can't dismiss him, and we can't dismiss him, so he's the only one we can. This gives us political power gain and stability. So we'll do him. Yeah. And that should let us... Yeah, that's opened up. So we'll do a couple. We'll do one over here. The choice of agenda. Even though I 100% agree with the arms industry, we're going to kind of go our way with how we voted. We didn't have enough votes technically to do this, but we're in charge of Middle Europa, so what are they going to say? We're going to create the regulation system. All that does is it lets us do, like, instead of one military factory, two, it makes it better, so we'll do that. Because, again, we're in charge. So now we get 2 military factories, 2 civilian factories, 2 infrastructure, -15 consumer good factor, plus 10 construction speed, plus 10 factory output, and then our arm exports, it's -10% for the production cost. That was 5, that was 5, that was 10. Let's do for the arm industry and see who agrees with us. Alright, on top of that, our troops are over here.
Suchen Deckung. Angetreten.
They were aiming for Kolkata as well. Equipment shipments to East Asia. The Reichskolonial Met has requested more guns to be sent to the operations in East Asia to reduce shortage and ensure all divisions are at full specifications. These rifles will find themselves useful in ensuring the stability of our far eastern possessions. Send 2,500 infantry equipment to German East Asia. So now they're doing the new Admiralty. Changing authoritarian democracy. And they get to do a lot. I'm enjoying this. It's very nice. The Grand Fleet. You guys have actually done really well. Let's see. You all have a stockpile. If you got an okay stockpile. Some 4,000, some old arms. I don't know who makes that. The Belgian. So. Oh yeah, we had a bunch of Belgian weaponry. We do have 25,000 rifles, which is, it seems like a lot, but really is not. Syria has already capitulated. Makes sense.
Bereit. Ausrücken.
There's the better medium tank chassis. Put you in there. Let's see, better medium tank chassis. Let's get that better artillery. Breakthrough, production, reliability, or max speed. I'd much rather have reliability for our medium tanks. That missing production. Yeah, the light tanks. We've got some army experience. Do a 3-man medium. We don't even have. Alright. We're not going to build anything yet. We'll probably... I don't even know what these are. Absolute trash. Absolute trash is what those are. So we're finally positive on anti-air. We're getting there on the anti-tank. So we're building these dockyards, which is nice. Building a bunch of military factories. I want some synthetic refineries. More of that. More dockyards. More civilian factories. Radar station there. A lot of stuff queued up to be built. Dispersed Industries 3. Do construction better. I'm about done with that fuel refinery, which is nice. Bulgaria, you still like me? You're still going down. The great S-test. Yeah. Communist operative caught. What did I need for this one? The intel difference compared to the Union of Britain matches the following army intelligence greater than 0.10. Lothian states will spawn 4 stay-behind divisions if occupied by either Germany or the Dominion of Canada. Okay. We'll have to see what we can do there. We might do that, expand the colonial budget for 180 days. Yeah, it hurts us bad, but our colonies get a lot. I think our colonies are in good spots right now. You're at least positive in stability. You're doing royal tours right now. They probably will do that British self-rule. Let's see what they do. War scare. 2 events have shaken the German press this week. First, an incident on the heavily fortified Franco-German border in which a few French soldiers wandered into German soil and turned back after a stern warning. Second, an article in the Kronzeitung by General Ludwig Beck, which assessed the staggering growth of the Russian and syndicalist armies in size and quality of material, which has gotten the officer to warn that both of the revisionist powers may be ready for another world war sooner than we expected. Though few in the German Empire believed that Paris and Moscow would be content with the post-Volkskrieg order, most civilian politicians assumed that the Imperial German Army, invincible on the battlefield, would deter any invasion. Since 1936, economic downturn and political conflict have caused Germany to withdraw deeper into internal affairs, a break which our enemy used to close the gap masterfully. Our hegemony across Europe seems invulnerable, but is it really? We've already have enough on our plate with the economic caused by Black Monday, and the political conflict left us unprepared for a war. Military reform and industrial expansion must soften the initial blow, but it'll happen regardless. National focus under the war preparedness focus will make us more prepared for the Weltkrieg, enables Decision War Preparedness Act. So we got to do a bunch, and replaces us with partial mobilization. All right. Our finest hour, British politician and former Lord of the Admiralty Winston Churchill has published a new book, part of his emergent genre known as alternative history and concerning the Great War. The story takes the perspective of a young British soldier returning from a victorious Gallipoli campaign amid a world radically different from our own. In this timeline, Theodore Roosevelt and his Bull Moose Party win the 1912 American presidential election, leading to an American entry into the Weltkrieg and an Entente victory. A defeat in partially occupied Germany is gripped by constant economic and political crisis, witnessing the defeats of the Whites in the Russian Civil War, and is cooped by a bitter and extremely nationalist Adam Dressler. He leads the German Workers' Party, who follow the ideology of people's socialism, an extreme version of national populism. The novel ends with the beginning of a 3-sided war between Dressler's New Reich, the Western Entente, led by the dominant British Empire, and a Soviet Russia led by Sergei Kurov. The book has divided critics, with some praising its attention to details while others criticize it for large flaws in historical logic. Churchill has committed that something like this could have happened in another universe. The big thing about Winston Churchill was the failed Gallipoli campaign was his idea, but it was very poorly executed, so really you can't put the full blame of what happened with Gallipoli on his shoulders. do that fuel gain. We can align Azerbaijan now. I don't know what they really have to offer. Nothing is. Oh, they don't have the. They don't have a. Okay. Man, the Sultanate of Najd is getting its teeth kicked in by the Ottomans. Not that I rightfully care a whole lot, but interesting to say the least. Oh.
Ausrücken! Angetreten!
Hopefully they walk into that tile. I'm not actually trying to fight them. I'm trying to get this unit right here in there. Legation cities unilaterally restored British rights when the Legation Council was created in 1928. The United Kingdom naturally was given a seat in the council. However, since Germany and Japan refused to recognize Ottawa as the responsible British government and the British were given only observers' rights, now, however, it seems that the British influence in the cities is sufficient to get the council to reconsider restoring British votes. The Austrian ambassador, rumored to have been bribed by the British today, the Austrian, sorry, not Australian, the Austrian ambassador, rumored to have been bribed by the British today, raised the issue, and it was accepted by the High Commissioner without a vote. It seems the British are back on the council, and we weren't even consulted. -5 political power. Yeah, Nelson Trusler. Let's see what you guys do. You chose to do the establish a Chinese division anyway. And you did the open door. Didn't matter in the long run anyway because we were able to take that tile.
Vorwärts, Männer!
Alpine core this way.
Vorwärts, Männer! Achtung!
I didn't realize my tanks weren't fighting. Clear out this pocket down here.
Ausrücken!
John has a, they shouldn't be getting supplies, though.
Zurück!
Make more sense to come in around like that. The capital's about to fall, though. We can take these guys off the Zhengji clique, come down here against the Qing government. That's light tanks. That's what we wanted, that extra research slot. Can't do those. Do anti-tank upgrades. Medium tank. And then with you guys, get rid of that. Alright. We'll take the capital of Shangji. There it goes. Shangji click. Gone. Move these boys down here. I'd say most of the Qing's government will go north to defend Beijing. The Owl's Watch. How she has fallen the other star of the church. For more than a century now, she's rebelled against not just Rome, but the faith itself. God himself, and with each fit of rage from revolutionaries, bourgeois, the proletarians, the blood of the matriarchs flowed like a torrent. Each time we could only watch in horror close enough to hear the cries of the oppressed, unlike in Paris in 1871, where the demented wrenches consumed even the archbishop, a holy man who had always fought for the poor. Their hatred of all that is good knows no bounds, and so when they represented the church first in 1905 and then obsessively attempted to entirely root out her since 1920, none of us were surprised. German Catholics concerned for their fellow faithful organized an association for the defense of French Catholics under the patronage of Monsieur Clemens August von Galen, creating links with organizations within France paying for the studies of priests in exile, but most importantly keeping their plight in the spotlight. We too out our differences with the church, but the hatchet is deeply buried now, and it is simply our duty as fellow Christians to go beyond divisions and do all that is in our power to support them, particularly as an uptick in Catholic unrest has been noticed by our agents in France, and it would have been foolish for us not to take advantage of it, and so funds and the occasional crates of weapons flowed towards Catholic organizations in France and the underground network of their most radical elements. Positive effects are already shown. It was reported that a particular anti-clerical militia officer was recently killed by such a cell, much to the relief of locals. The first of many, some see this underground fighters as the new Shoans, these heroes who had resistance against the first godless republic. Their names came from the local dialect for owl, and so Operation Yulin Owl was baptized. Our alliance with Rome is unexpected but reaps fruits. Cool. We'll come over here. Probably do this one, the political advisor's cost. Or no, we'll do this one. So much to do and so little time. Yeah, the light tanks. I'm not building light tanks. Let's see, production. Yeah, whoops. No, we will build another 24 divisions. Is this at 0 manpower? So I actually won't do that. But another 20 divisions. Because it's at 28,000 manpower. We will change our manpower conscription laws here once we save off enough political power. The good news is our forces have gotten incredibly strong. We're eating through. This is Hunan. Might take out Qing right there. Tensions between the Zentrium and SPD. We win by doing absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure this has come up as well. Gain plus 1% stability, change the popularity of social conservatism, and social democracy negative 1%. Works out for us. Let's do that delay. The Qing Government's capitulated.
Angetreten. Angetreten.
So we'll move you all north. I guess all of us are moving north. So now the Qing national government has taken over here. They hate the Qing government. For some reason they like us pretty well. Uruguay has joined the Montevideo, Brazilian group. Man, if we could take Calcutta, we would be set. El Salvador declared war on Guatemala. Let's do flying formations, that battlefield support. We do need to build a better battlefield support. Alright, now all I have is this one Marine division, but I will offer him to you all. Now we might get the Central American Republic, which would be pretty nice, actually. Washington's holding on. Not really. But the combined syndicalists are pushing back the Pacific states. We really don't want a syndicalist government in America. Support that push. We'll actually move you this way. If we can take Calcutta, that will end the war. We can align Georgia and Azerbaijan. Georgia, let me look real quick. What was that? devolution to the minorities. Yeah, you didn't stand by us. You went with the Treaty of Pule was dead. This was what you all done. You must have done republicanism wins. We can align them. They might say no. They might say yes. They agreed, and then we can reinforce Lithuanian police, and we can try to make. That does hurt our political power gain, but yeah, they did the treaty. Pule was dead. Streamline mobilization. Do adaptive Veltzkrieg experience. Man, sorry about the cough. See, soft attack's less. Soft attack breakthrough. The production efficiency gain is less. Semi-auto or bolt action. Let's do semi-auto. Updated production, build those better artillery pieces, build better anti-air. About to take Calcutta. We did take Calcutta. Lucknow is their new province, or their new capital. You all up here in the north. I actually was expecting them to have a lot more troops than what we're actually seeing up here. I guess they did move quite a few divisions against the nationalist government over here. Probably going to try to retake Calcutta. The fall of Cape Town. I actually have not even been paying any attention to what's happening over here. The Republic of South Africa looks like they are maybe winning. They're at war with the entirety of the Entente. Middle Africa has volunteers sent to them. Cape to Cairo Railway. Right, you guys doing pretty good. Empire of Ethiopia requests a military mission. The Empire of Ethiopia has been brought more closely into the German fold since Middle Africa bought our shares in the DKAEB Railway in 1936, and they are now requesting a German military mission to modernize their army. If they are victorious in the upcoming war against their Somali foes, they may even join the Reichspakt. Yeah, we'll do that. Get another ally down there. That makes them more expensive, but their soft attack is better. That just makes their soft attack. Oh, it requires this. Let's see. Let's break through or defend. Let's do break. Yeah, we'll do defense, because we'll be on the defensive anyway. Starting out, we will be. Let's see. We can align Azerbaijan. do one of these. We'll align Azerbaijan. Alright. And the Qing government declared war on the Qing national government. Figured that was going to happen. Azerbaijan's joined the Reichspakt. Good, good, good. Where's my motorized? Come on. I have an idea for you all.
Ausrücken! Bereit! Befehle!
What I'm doing right now is I'm going to try to take Shanghai there and then force around to the back with my motorized tanks. We might be able to. More reliability. Oh, this is for repel our trucks. Hardness. Cheaper. More armor for mechanized. Let's do that mechanized better. We will start building mechanized at some point. Start building better rifles. Not yet. Do the better engineer companies. Are we building? Oh, we don't have any light tanks.
Achtung! Los, ausrücken!
Neither Stromfest nor Erdevashen. Prussia is a large realm and rules over many territories whose population is not too fond of their East Elbian overlords. While these opponents of Prussian rule can mostly be found in the distant peripherals of the empire, some of the most ardent regional patriots in fact do not live too far away from the capital. The Lower Saxons, who inhabit the Prussian province of Hanover, the duchies of Brunswick, the Principality of Schönberg-Lippe, and the Grand Duchy of Oldenburg, with similarities to Prussian in faith and dialect, they have a strong regional identity that reaches back thousands of years, and the Hanoverians have a deep disdain for the Prussians due to their annexation of the kingdom back in 66, manifested among others in the existence of the DHP party, whose aim is the restoration of the sovereign kingdom of Hanover within the empire. Lower Saxon patriotism, however, is confined to the DHP, but also has a strong extra-parliamentary presence, most prominently the Lower Saxon Home League, the oldest German regionalist movement. It evokes an even older image of the flat, marshy territories between Elbe and Ems, celebrating the medieval spirit of the Saxon kingdom that bravely asserted itself against the Romans, Franks, and Stoffers, and embraces illustrious leaders such as Arminius, Duke Windekind, and Henry the Lion, famous scientists like Leibniz and Gob, and acclaimed writers such as Hermann Lohns and William Busch and Hoffmann von Falsterben. However, the local patriotism is the far northwest is strong. In the far northwest, it's strong. It never was enough to actively resist Prussian rule, as petty rivalries have plagued the Lower Saxon movement for decades. The official song of the Lower Saxons does not even include the lands west of the Weser. A Protestant Harzer does not have much in common with the Catholic Esmelander, and the Oldenburgers are so proud of their Grand Duchy that they keep a certain distance to their brethren on the other side of the border. Annually, the Home League convenes the so-called Lower Saxon Day to foster local identity and celebrate their common history, but one thing is certain: as long as the Prussians control most of the region, the Lower Saxons will remain a spiritually divided people. As long as they squabble, they will remain under the Prussian brute. Simple as that, plus 10 political power. Vindenes, the nomination for the 1940 Nobel Peace or Nobel Prize in Literature are already reaching the Nobel Prize Committee, and among them is an unexpected name, Wilhelm Storust, most commonly known by the name Vidunus. Vidunus is a spiritual leader of the Prussian-Lithuanian community, a member of the Theosophant Societies, a poet and philosopher, as well as a noted preserver of local tradition, folklore, songs, and even the ancient pre-Christian faith, which he sought to rebuild and redeem. His moral influence among the shrinking Lithuanian-speaking population in East Prussia is unquestioned, and he has even made a name for himself on the other side of the Memland in the Kingdom of Lithuania, where his works are read and cited. Of course, he's garnered a respect among German intellectuals as well, though his minority status and focus leaves him relatively unknown. So the news were met warmly in Berlin and with joy and Tist. And though his victory is not assured at all, merely taking Vindenis into consideration as a significant accomplishment for the Prussian Lithuanians, the only point of tension is the possible clash between him and the aristocratic Prussian establishment. A considerable portion of indigenous work is dedicated to the conquest and colonization of Prussia by the Teutonic Knights and the destruction of local culture and the way of life that this process has caused. As not only Prussia, but arguably the empire itself originates from the territories gained in the Ostenlung and has gotten right-wing press to deride the poet as unpatriotic. A laudable accomplishment for German literature, or let's push the community to consider more patriotic authors. We'll just take that stability. So now we're at 73 stability. Alright. I think with that, another minor strike. They really are striking quite a bit right now. I would like that, but I really want my Navy to start getting better. I was hoping to get them encircled, but they moved 7 divisions there. We'll wait. I think with this, though, we are going to end the episode. The Qing government's absolutely pushing right into the nationalist government there. We did take Calcutta, which was very nice. And, oh, I forgot my Honduran unit. We lost the territory over here. We might move some of our troops somewhere else. You know, we are going to build some better armored units here soon. A lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff about to come about over here in Spain. How are you all doing? You're recovering slowly. You probably did the restore the rights of the Spanish. Or you did the... I doubt you all did that. And then you just did the... well, you haven't done that yet. Maybe not. What is that? Social... Catholic... I can look at this later on, of course. Yeah, so you guys have done that. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.